next session in our 6-month program, Sufism and the Art of Living, is called Sex and the Alchemy of Love. It's on September the 14th in the usual place, Rudra Mandir at Bancroft Way in Berkeley. And the exploration, the experiential part of it is called the Continuum of Body and Soul. So Jeannie and Adi and I have been talking about why people are hesitant to engage with the topic of sex or attend a program about sex. And we don't know if you are hesitant, but we've sensed hesitancy in the number of questions we've received. People have asked freely about other programs. They've been hesitant to ask about the sex program. So we've just been talking about that a little bit and thinking about that aspect as we try to introduce this program to you a little. And the programs are generally in two parts, or two main parts. I talk and we have a discussion about sex and the alchemy of love. I say some things, I invite questions, we have a discussion about it. Then we have a break, or we change configurations, and then the guest teacher does an experiential session. So a couple of the things that I want to bring up in the first part are, sex is such a beautiful, amazing thing. The body is such an extraordinary gift. So I want to talk about the beauty of sexual presence, sexual engagement, the possibility of ecstasy, the possibility of alchemy, how emotions and feelings can be deepened, and not just deepened, but transformed by actual sexual desire, desiring, attraction, and connection. How deep this goes, and really how sacred it is, how spiritual it is. Which brings me to a second part of it, which is, why is sex so problematic for so many of us? And my personal sort of inquiry that I've had for, which is why our spiritual traditions and religions and faith traditions so hung up, I can't think of another word, so hung up about sex. Why are so few of them accepting and blessing sexuality, which is one of the greatest, deepest joys in human existence can be. So anyway, to invite more discussion, we want you to be there, but I also know that Adi and Jeannie have thoughts about this that they would like to share, and maybe completely different perspective from mine. So, Jeannie, would you like to go first?
I'll go first. I don't quite know how to go first, but the thing that comes to mind, there's a couple of things that come to mind. One of them is that our culture is still basically puritanical, and so there are things that are good to do, and as you are a little child, things that are not so good to do, and children still, I think, are, although I don't really know, but I think children are still sort of warned away from sexual interest and
From sexual what?
interest, sexual interest, and the questions about reproduction or things like that are deflected. At least they certainly were for me. But I remember Alan Watts talking about flowers, and he he said that basically flowers, roses, are all about sex.
Right.
And so the whole natural world is all about sex. And so we do ourselves a disservice when we pretend that roses are okay, but we are not. So that's one of the things I wanted to say about it. Another thing that I wanted to say about it is that I talked to an 84-year-old man the other day. We were talking about various things about, something came up about yoga and acrobatic yoga, and he said that his son said, well, I've been criticized because I do acrobatic yoga. Some people say, well, that's much too sexy. Yoga is not supposed to be sexy. And this 84-year-old man looked at me and he said, well, it's all about sex. Everything's about sex.
Right.
So there's a level on which we shouldn't have to be having this conversation at all. We should just accept that everything is about sex. So those are the two things that I guess I would like to say. I have one third thing it's implied in the second thing. And that is, when I was a young woman, I thought that old people had no interest in sex. And I changed my mind.
And thank God for that. Adi, you had a very interesting point.
Well, I feel, we have almost criminalized anything that has to do with sex.
Oh, beautifully put. Beautifully put.
Embracing each other, and it's just too much of pressure.
Yeah.
That now it has taken a different shape. And one of the things I was telling Kiranji is that our standards of beauty and body is so vague and so patriarchal and perverted that we can never embrace ourselves to embrace someone else. So we are not just scared of sex, we're scared of our own body and our own image. When we look at movies and things like that, there is so much of sexualization of individuals. It's not about being with that person in that moment, more about the performance and all kinds of nonsense. Yeah. So we have lost the touch with our own true self, and losing that, we have lost companionship and love and creation. And people are not connected with each other because they are never connected with themselves.
Beautiful.
So I think this is a very important topic to talk about. Our session, Sex and the Alchemy of Love, it is about sex, but it is about you. It's about us. It's about everyone. And it's how can we embrace each other, and then how can we embrace ourselves?
I think that's, in a way, that's where it starts. I'm really grateful. I think it starts with self-acceptance. And you're right, body shaming are completely artificial standards of beauty and shape and color, and this is all destroying the capacity to take simple pleasure from the art. The simple thing, just enjoying the body.
Right.
I mean, even this concept of the yoga body is distorting the joy of yoga.
Right.
Which is to have a tuned, fine, useful, active body that gives pleasure. Right? I mean, we did yoga, walked yoga for 13 years, and I know the joy that you take in your body. When you're out here gardening, I can feel that you're also at the same time enjoying the strength and the flexibility and the touch, and so much body pleasure in there. And it's not about the look.
Oh no, it's not.
Oh, look at me, I'm gardening. Look at me, I'm wearing the right clothes and the right gloves and the right mat for my knees, so that
I think you have a love affair with the planet, with yourself as you're gardening. It's karma yoga.
And it makes sense too, it goes further. The earth is the planetary body. And if we can't accept our own bodies, if we don't love and respect and attune to and care for our bodies, is it such a surprise that we don't love and respect and attune to and care for the earth?
Yes, I agree.
They go together. So, but not to be negative, there is just this sense, the sense of sensibility around the body and the sense of sensuality. And the beauty of sensuality, the human form is exquisite. Look at it. It's evolved not just as a we would look more like robots if we look just utilitarian. It's sensual, it's gorgeous.
Another thing that comes up for me is that being a sensual person involves living in the present and being aware of what this body is and how it moves, which is part of her background, is very much involved with this, which is being totally present to your own bodily self and instructor. So it will be I'm looking forward very much to meeting her.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that, Jeannie. I'll record something else to say a little more about Ajay's work in experiential. She's traveling a lot and she's also very busy, so she may not have a chance to come to record something. In which case we'll record something and share a little more about the experiential side of this session.